we go. Practice test number 2. Let's see how much of this we can get done. Problem number 1. Find the points of intersection of 2x squared plus 2y squared equals 8 and 3x squared minus y squared equals 12. Whoa, 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 what is going on here? What do we have? What are we intersecting? What's that?
It's a circle.
That's a circle. What's this? What?
Hyperbola.
A hyperbola. All right, now wait a minute. We could get as many as 4 answers. Could we get less than that? If the hyperbola were situated like this, which is possible, could we get 3 answers? Yeah. If it were situated like this, we could get 2. If it were situated like this, we could get 1. And if it were situated like this, we could get none. So how in the world are we going to figure this out? Any ideas on how we might figure out how many points of intersection we're going to have? What do you think? Graphing is an option. It's not a very accurate option unless we're graphing in our calculators, and then we can use our intersect feature to find it. How did you do lines? How did you figure out where lines crossed each other? When I gave you 2 lines, like 2x plus 3y equals 7, and 5x minus 4y equals 1. How did you figure out where they crossed? Substitution or elimination. That's how we find where things have in common, what points they have in common. So taking a look at this scenario, I could divide the top row by 2. By 2. And then add it to the bottom row. Do you see what I'm doing? Or I could multiply the bottom row by 2. Wouldn't make any difference either way. Now what's going to happen when I add them together? I get 4x squared equals 16. So x squared equals 4 and x equals plus or minus 2. So I know wherever these things intersect, it happens where x equals 2 or where x equals negative 2. I'm looking for the points of intersection, so I'm writing these as points. Now what do I do?
Find the y.
Find the y. And how do I find the y? Oh, one way, I could repeat the process, but I don't want to do that. I'm just going to plug 2 in. And actually, I'm going to plug it in right here. If I plug in 2 or negative 2, it isn't going to make a difference, is it? So if I plug in 2, what happens to y? Plug in 2. Let x be 2. What does y equal? 0. And the same thing's going to happen with negative 2. So we ended up with just 2 points of intersection. So this circle and this hyperbola intersect in 2 places. They could have intersected in different amounts of places. All right, number 2. A. This might be all we get done. Let's see. A parabola, write the equation. We're writing the equation of a parabola whose focus is 6, 4. Okay, so that's the focus. Keep that in mind. That's the focus, not the vertex. And the directrix is y equals 12. And we're going to write the equation of a parabola. So it's gonna look like this. Remember, parabolas have one squared term. And then they've got this 4p number and the unsquared term. Alright, so there's the given. What does that tell me about my parabola? It definitely opens down like this. Its vertex is in there somewhere. Now, one step at a time. It opens down. So what is squared if it opens down? X. So I have an X here and a Y here. And whatever this number ends up being, it has to be negative because down is a negative. Down and left, right? Okay. Could I figure out my vertex? I know that it is exactly halfway between the focus and the directrix. So Patty, where would it be?
It'd be at y equals 6, x equals 6, y equals 8. My bad.
What do the rest of you feel about that? Is that okay? So be careful when you write your equation. The 6 is going to go with the x, and the 8 is going to go with the y. Right? Now, what about that number right there? Can we find that number? Millie? Millie says it's 16. She remembers that this number right here in the equation is 4p. She can look at this situation and say, look, p is 4. The distance from here to here is 4. Everybody see that? If p is 4, then 4p has to be negative, 16, negative because we're opening down. All right, nicely done. Let's make a note that that's as far as we got. I will finish this one. We'll finish this one in class. You'll want to do the other practice test. Be working on that on your own. Let's see. I see you on Monday. I don't see you on Tuesday. So we'll see how Monday goes. But I'm thinking.